The upcoming mega fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao might not happen. You are watching In a Flash presented by AT&T. Lauren Shahadi, Mike Freeman, our national columnist, joining us now. Mike, good to have you. Mayweather says Pacquiao won't agree to Olympic-style testing, and in a fight of this magnitude, he says it's their responsibility. Do you agree?
It's something that's sort of unprecedented. The fight is under Nevada rules, and Nevada doesn't require anything like that. But the Mayweather camp, having spoken to people in the Mayweather camp, their paranoia is probably an understatement of how concerned they are about Pacquiao and performance-enhancing drugs. Even though Pacquiao has never failed a drug test, even though there's been no indication he uses, they're very concerned about it. Some of this stuff is just posturing, and some of it is just the knuckle-headed stuff that happens in boxing all the time. Boxing, Lauren, they're like your Washington Redskins. They can't get out of their own way. And boxing screws up, and this is just part of boxing. So in the end, there's too much money to really mess this thing up permanently. I think they'll get it off, but right now it looks bad. It does look bad. I can't deny that.
Pacquiao used to fight, Mike, as an 106-pounder. Wouldn't you think he would want to just prove himself, or does he feel like he doesn't even need to pay attention to some accusation that could be thrown his way?
Well, if I was him and someone said this, I would agree to it. Apparently he's got some fear of needles, which is ironic since he gets hit in the face for a living, that you're afraid of needles. I just find that kind of funny. But some people really are tremendously afraid of having their blood taken, and apparently he's one of these people. So I guess I can understand some of it, but I would just, if I was him, with all this money at stake, and if you're not doing anything, what's the big deal? Now their camp will say that this is just sort of Mayweather stalling and trying to get in their head and that sort of thing, but I really do think Mayweather camp is very sincerely concerned about this whole issue. So we'll see what happens, but right now it doesn't look great.
All the expectation, all the hype, can this controversy be good for the sport? On one hand, Mike, we're talking about it. On the other hand, this fight needs to go on.
Well, in the end, whenever you're talking about boxing, it's good for boxing because boxing has sort of slipped out of mainstream view. This is a fight that could bring it right back. This fight is, you know, and I've covered Tyson fights and Holyfield and some big fights in Vegas and all over, and this fight equals any of the big fights I've covered over the last 20 years if it occurs. It's that big. It's tremendous. But it's just typical of boxing. It's almost funny. It's just, you know, you got this big thing set up. You got this thing that could turn the sport around. Got this fight that could really help the sport and draw a lot of casual viewers to it and be one of the biggest things in boxing history. And then you got this thing that comes up. Boxing just can't get out of its way.
A lot of people looking forward to it. That is for certain. For more on this issue, stay tuned to the site. This has been In a Flash presented by AT&T. For Mike Freeman, I'm Lauren Shahadi. We'll talk to you real soon.